Celestial blessings, this is Helen. And I've noticed that a lot of people on the internet, they do videos about their path, and I've received some emails asking me what my path is. People seem to be a little bit confused about what I believe in or what religion I am. I don't know if this is going to be a two-part thing or if it's going to be a vlog that I continue to do about my thoughts and ideas. But I'll give you some information about myself. I'm a Pisces, I'm a dragon, my moon is in Capricorn and my ascending sign is a Scorpio. So I've got a lot of water in my sign. I love water. I'm a daughter of the ocean. So I suppose the best place to start is the beginning. I'm not so used to doing this kind of videos about talking about myself. I can talk about myself in an educational way to teach, but to talk about myself in this way is quite revealing. So, as long back as I can remember as a child, I used to see spirits. I didn't know at the time that they were spirits. I used to think that they were people. And then when, for example, my mum, she couldn't see them, she'd ask me, "Who are you talking to, Helen?" And I'd say, "Well, don't you see them, the man and the lady, having tea with me or a picnic with me?" And she'd say no. But she was very supportive. She always knew that I could see things. I used to see a lot of things. I used to see spirits. I would see saints. I would see Jesus, Mary. I would see a lot of Mary as a goddess, the mother goddess. And I would also see very bad things. And I was afraid to sleep. I was afraid to go to bed. I used to have sleepless nights because I would see things or wake up and see something, or something would shout my name in my ear and wake me up, or I'd wake up with something sitting on my chest and I couldn't breathe. There's so many things I would see. I would have prophetic dreams, and this really bothered my childhood. I had a bad childhood because of, well, one of the reasons was because of this. It was because I was haunted every night. And I'd say 50% was because of the spirits and 50% because of my own, you know, I'd be so afraid that things that, you know, was just normal, I would think it was something, you know, like things that go bump in the night, I would think it was something else. So I spent most of my childhood being tired. I also had a lot of people that would come to me for help. And I, like, for example, middle-aged people, elderly people that tell me their problems. And I never once thought, well, you know, I'm only like 7, you know, and you're telling me all these problems. It was just like a second nature to me just to hear. And I was able to give people advice that was right. I never knew why, I didn't question why. I was also wanting to heal people, help people. I would spend hours and hours in the garden or outside where my house is, collecting plants and herbs and flowers and making teas and perfumes and trying to get people to use them. And it's funny because now when I look back and I identify those plants, I realise that I knew which ones were for what. Without reading any books, I mean, I was just a child. I knew which herbs were right for people for whatever reason. Hair products, beauty products, like using these herbs. And I just seemed to know what was best for somebody. And I used to love mixing. I used to have this chemistry set And I mean, I set the house on fire. It didn't burn down, I mean, it was okay, but I would do some crazy things. I was fascinated by fire. I was always building fires and setting things on fire. Even though I feel like my element is water, I know that it's the fire, and I believe that's the dragon in me also. I was crazy about fire. So I was growing up and I was seeing these things, hardly any sleep, helping people, being the weirdo and the odd bod at school, picked on, bullied, called names, spat on, throw stones at me, tried to drown me, all because I was different to them. I was a freak. Now, even though I say this and you feel sorry for me, and I'd feel sorry for any child or anyone that went through that, you know something, I'm so glad I am me. I thank the Goddess every day that I am Helen. I would never ever want to be anyone else. And even though I carry the memories and it scarred me, I mean, I'm still healing from certain things, but I'm so grateful for those experiences. And I'm so glad that I'm still sane. I mean, okay, scientists would say I was a weird, crackpot, but I'm so glad for who I am. I'm glad that I had the courage to become the woman I always knew I was. So anyway, let's look at the time, 7 minutes. So it's going to be a two-parter. So growing up, I bought a book, a witchcraft book, when I was 13. And my mum didn't know I had it, nobody knew I had it. And there was this thing that you had to do to make these things move around, and I did it and it worked, and I cacked myself. I mean, I'm sorry about my language, but I really, really got scared, and I threw the book away, and I said, I'm not going to do anything now, please, please, please. I'm not going to do anything again to do with this. I was so scared. I was so scared of my own power. So then after that, I went back into it because I can't stay away from it, and I started reading tarot cards, I Ching, rune stones. But the one thing that I didn't touch in all of my life, physically touch, is the Ouija board. And I know people believe that it's fine, that there's nothing wrong with it, and if you're experienced, it's okay. But I will tell you in the next part why I believe that Ouija boards should be left alone. And it's not about really whether you're experienced or not. It's just something that we as humans cannot handle, because you're opening too many doors to the other dimensions that you don't even know about. So I'm going to tell you about the Ouija board story in part 2. So bye-bye for now.